All right, guys. So we are here with Rhode Island Free State. We have here Alexandra Lepore and Don Knotts. Hello, guys. Could you guys briefly tell me what your positions are and what is this group that I did this interview at Brood Awakenings, where we had a little meeting. But tell me what this group is and who you guys are. Right. So I guess Alex, please tell me what's your position. How'd you get to the position?
Sure. I am the provisional interim governor of Rhode Island Free State. I am in the leadership role here for Rhode Island. My duties are to gain members and um,
And
construct the republic here for Rhode Island.
real quick, interim. I watch UFC, so we'll have an interim champion. So that means when the champion has an injury, he goes, "I can't compete this year." Someone else take it. They'll actually compete for the interim title, and they'll get the belt and everything, but it'll be interim. Can you describe a little bit of the interimness meaning of like? Can you just kind of give us a better idea of it? Is it a parallel government? What kind of government is this Rhode Island Free State?
Interim is until we have enough registered electors to be able to vote.
Ah, very very
Okay.
nice. I do remember you guys talking about that. Okay.
Yes. So when there is a martial law and the military comes to the aid of the United States, um, I will be working hand in hand with the military at that point.
So what we have as of this point is if you go on to republicfortheunitedstatesofamerica.org, you can see a quick little introduction video about what this is. Um, we have Rhode Island Free State, which is, I wouldn't consider it a group. It's supposed to be representative of the state of Rhode Island, and it's a free state underneath the Republic of the United States of America, right? So can you tell us a little bit about what is the United States now? Is it a corporation? Is it a democratic republic? What do we view as it is right now? Is it a corporation? I mean, I know we use that word sometimes. What? How would we define the rule and law that like every normal person is following?
Well, from what I'm understanding, is that the United States is a corporation, that the signing of the Organic Act of 1871 turned us into a corporation. Our republic seats were abandoned. They weren't
Okay.
ever disbanded. They were abandoned.
What do you think would be a difference between being a corporation versus being a republic? So you see the seats are abandoned, so they're more about tax, more of a tax collection thing, or what? Give me a little bit of juice here. I'm
Well,
trying
we
to
are
get the right words.
the de jure government, which is the in fact what is truly the government,
Right.
the real government. And then you've got de facto, which is what is in reality.
Okay.
So abandoning our republic seats as people, as they brought in the corporation, just kind of left those seats empty, and they began a total corporate governance of our nation.
So I'm wondering the that we why would I not want to be under corporate government? Is it that are they restrictive of the way I can travel? I mean, so in the Constitution, what do we have a right to travel? And is it prohibited by the corporate government? What does the corporate government do to me that I wouldn't like? Do I have all my rights and all my amendments under them? Like, tell me why somebody would not want to be part of the corporation? Because you can talk to some people, they think it's fine. Some people probably right now are very comfortable being part of the corporation. Why is it evil, or why is it not a good thing to be a part of? Or why is it not true to the United States?
Well, I think people seem to get the idea that the government is to run the people. The government was created to make sure that the people were protected. You know, um, they're supposed to protect life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If they infringe upon our rights and ask us to pay for licenses and certifications and registrations, is that not dictating how your life goes? Is that not telling you what you can and cannot do when we are free to pursue life, liberty, and happiness, however that is for each and every one of us?
I think one of the main quotes I hear is "run by the people for the people," but I feel like it kind of keeps drifting away from that. But everybody else, like I see, like we got like Don here, we got B Dog, like you guys have opinions, right? Like, let's talk about it, guys. I'm gonna be quiet about it. Tell me a little bit. People hearing this for the first time, what's the best way for them to get educated about this? What should they do to get educated and, um, tell them like why they would want to be a part of the republic.
Well, the best way to get educated is there are two volumes that were written by our Republic historians. Volume one is the true history of the Republic, excuse me, the true history of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And volume two is the plan, the Republic, how it came to be, and where it's going. Volume two is necessary for someone who would like to hold the position to read first, and then volume one. Those are the best ways to get to know the true history and what's going on. However, you can go to our website, Republic for FORUSA.org, and we have our executive summary. We have all kinds of information for one to find out.
Well, I'm just gonna say something small that everyone in regular society relates to. We all talk about the Rothschilds and these five families that control and operate under every form of function of system of whatever we can think of, whether it be in the government, school, hospital, their hands are in it. So if our Constitution is now amended to basically appease these same families and to drain the average working family, not I mean, even physically, you work hard and you pay harder because you work hard and then you pay most of your money out and your bills and your taxes, and then you're back at work with nothing. So the design for the taxes should have been done away with a long time ago. um, Other things that we think are um, desirables that we use every day, we have to pay for. Which, if it's a desirable and you need it, you shouldn't have to pay for water. You shouldn't have to need electricity. You should need to not have to pay for it. But when we talk about transportation, like going somewhere, and the mode of transportation, and the things that prohibit you from getting to those places, like a restriction on your driver's license or inspection on your vehicle. There's some states in the United States where you don't even need an inspection on your vehicle. So how does that play from one state to another? And why does it apply in some states and doesn't apply in others? Which means that it was added to. It wasn't original. So where you are in the things that you're trying to do, you're going by policies of your location or wherever you are. If we can get rid of all of that and have everybody go back to simple, I need this to do this to get to there, then you just get it done. And you don't need someone to approve you or say, hey, you need to go and get updated on this first before you're allowed to go move to C from B. So, that.
Yeah. I want to say something about that. I don't like feeling like a nuisance. Like, if you think about the actual steps you have to take just to travel or to get food and water, you have to go through all of this slave wage type stuff to get to a point where you can just exist. So, like, just existing or even dying, like even a funeral, it's like, yo, we're going to cremate them. Oh, you're not a licensed crematologist? Oh, yeah, well, it's $8,000. So I look at everything as an industry. Like, even just what was it? Income taxes just kind of came back a month or two ago. It's like, average, I looked it up, average for the state is per person, there's no corporations, no business in the state. Average $250 for the state of Rhode Island is the average amount you pay for a accountant to do your taxes. There's 1 million people in the state. I know it includes kids and children or whatever, but say it's the average because of all the companies, right?
Right.
$250 million industry just in the small state of doing the taxes. You give, I get, figure it out. What's up? What's up, Alex? Oh, when somebody's ranting, red buttons, when somebody's ranting, you go like that. It means you want to talk.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so
All right.
if Don, she raised her hand, but yeah. When I'm going on about something that doesn't make any sense, just use that because it'll
All right.
Oh,
happen.
no, it was making sense. I just wanted to ask you a question.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Why are you paying taxes?
Why? Okay, so so they asked for them, and I don't want to have to. I don't have the. My I don't have the percentage of energy in my life to go start researching, getting all the facts, representing myself in court. Then I get away with it. I save a few grand. It's cheaper for me to just pay them and just stay on with whatever agenda they want me to do. If I were to think that like income tax is unconstitutional, I think that a couple politicians got caught saying that they were voluntary, right? I think we've spoken about that at a meeting before. That income tax is voluntary. And I like how you explained de facto versus what's the other one? De jure?
De jure and de facto.
De jure and de
De jure
facto.
is what the reality,
Yeah.
what it's really supposed to be, and then de facto is what it is in reality,
Right.
opposed to what it's supposed to be.
As long as I just can't dedicate the time to go do that, and then I'll save a few grand, and I might feel righteous that look, I uphold the Constitution here. I'm like, I got like a wife and kids, and I got to plan this vacation. I'm like, dude, I don't have time to go fight this. That's why I'm so happy. Why I wanted to have Rhode Island Free State on here. It's almost like they're like the soldiers that are like, I'll take the hit for everybody else. I'll go fight this impossible odds of David and Goliath. Who knows how it's gonna go, but I'll go do it because it's the right thing to do. I'm like, wow. You look at when Ron Hervey gives like a little presentation on stuff. I'm like, dude, this Ron Hervey is the type of guy that's not afraid to go represent himself in court because he knows all the stuff. It's like he's a researchologist. He loves research. He knows all the numbers. Ron's an awesome guy to talk to, and he's a great speaker. He's great at public speaking, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you guys choose to have why did this resonate with you guys? You guys could have been doing anything. You guys could have been collecting Hot Wheels cars. So much other stuff to do. Why do you guys put time and energy into this?
I put time and energy into this because I have 2 grandchildren, and I refuse to allow them to be debt slaves for their lives and lied to like I've been lied to my whole existence. Things that I thought were in reality weren't. So, in the Bible it says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And I think that we've all come to a point in life that we are perishing for lack of knowledge.
Right.
And we've given control over to governing people rather than putting in the work ourselves. So the Republic is about we, the people, coming together. No politician is going to save us. No president is going to save us. This is something that we have to do on our own. And Rhode Island really needs to step it up and have people join in on this mission, because we cannot have a republic if the people do not want to be in it.
Yeah.
We want to have to take things into control into our own hands.
I feel like people need to address it, like, and be aware of it. I forget what the word is, but yeah, what were you say, Don? You had something to say? What's up?
I was just gonna say, like, when you think of not having money while you're alive, and then you think of dying and not having money when you're dead, you actually have expenses when you die too. That's all in the design. That's a design to perpetuate your family even after you're dead into the same debt corporate system. So now your family doesn't come from money. You got this urgent thing. You have to get this loved one buried, and you want to have proper burial and good decent casket to bury them in. So you go and borrow money from who knows at the whim of a dime. Who knows the interest rate that money's gonna be? Who knows if that money is even gonna cover all the expenses that you're gonna need to get this person in the ground and take care of everybody, that by the time you leave, everyone's gonna feel great that that person was respectfully buried. How are you gonna feel after that person is in the ground, respectfully buried, but you can't feed your family? makes no sense.
I think that every time you have an industry that excludes other people, it becomes an industry. Like I talked about with the tax industry, they go, "Whoa, you're not licensed." Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
This is what I want to say about what you guys are talking about. Recently, they're talking about this ties to what we're talking about. It doesn't seem like it does, but it does. I got wicked pissed at this. I don't know why. You hear about the thing where if you hit a deer in this state, in Rhode Island, that you can now, we'll let you take it home, but you have to just pay a little license fee thing. You can take it home and eat it. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So the state is going to say they own the deer.
Is that meat even going to be good? Like,
But if you hit it, it's fresh. Okay, that's the thing. It's not diseased. You hit it with your car.
Are you sure about that? Because they have injected over 1 million
That's a whole nother
deer
topic.
with mRNA vaccinations.
Whole
just
nother
so you
topic.
know.
Whole nother topic.
Do we know for sure that they're okay?
For the sake of this interview, we're going to say we hit a deer that has its health papers on its chest.
Right.
And we're no
Okay.
vaccines. No, we're good.
All right.
If you hit the deer, they say Rhode Island, state of Rhode Island goes, okay, you just got to pay for a license to take the deer home. It's like, cool. Oh, you guys own the deer? I need to get paid for every time they destroy property, hit a car. Oh, you don't have to pay for that? Then I'm not paying for the fucking deer. Another
That's
one.
right.
All right, so just burying somebody. I didn't realize
that's why
that-
life insurance exists, but I mean,
they will make
But that's a
GoFundMe.
scam too.
They'll make GoFundMe's for an unexpected death. I'm like, well, why? They go, we got to cover funeral costs. I go, what do you mean she's dead? What are you gonna do? Well, to get her embalmed and everything. It's like, okay, this guy needs $1,000. Well, can I have a backhoe? Can I bury my dad? Whoa, whoa, whoa! My dad is buried over there, by the way. He's buried in this field.
And
over
you
there.
know, do you know that because your dad is buried over there, that this state could never confiscate that land?
it's a
I didn't
historic
know.
cemetery now, right?
Yep, it's a cemetery.
You know that?
If the police told me to take it, I'd be like, okay, I got to go to Disney in a couple weeks.
No.
Okay, take it.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is that so the state, well, the state or the federal government owns the earth. You can't even use it to bury. Like it's like
God
illegal to
owns-
die.
That's crazy.
So what were we gonna say, Alex? Yeah, use your little thing. Yeah, what's up?
God owns the earth. Our creator owns the earth. Government doesn't own anything.
So that's why I'm saying when I hit a deer, it's like okay, the car took some damage. I like to just take it home and eat it. Or if I shoot a deer, it's like okay, I own property quotes because like you still gotta pay rent on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I own property and the deer's on the property and I'm one of the earth and the deer's using the earth just like I am, but I shoot it, just want to butcher up. They go, dude, where's your license? Whoa, okay, let me put my glasses on. We need to make sure that this population do all that. Like, dude, just give it up. Like we can't just do earth things anymore. What are you saying, Alex? What's up?
So, the Republic is the answer to all of this.
It truly is.
Once the Republic is fully stood up, we go back to 1860s Constitution. That means
Yeah.
that all the laws that were ever amended or brought in to life, they're now all null and void. Okay?
That'd be a big change there.
It's
gonna
the
be a big
amendments that
change.
lockstep
we
us
have
in the beginning.
bilateral social compacts that the assemblies are going to have to agree on and change to be able to rule themselves. This is where the county rules themselves. It's not a top to bottom government. It's from the people to the governor. I'm only a mentor. I'm a mentor for the assemblies. I can't tell anyone to do anything. It is the people who are going to govern themselves in their own counties, what's right for their counties. We, the Northwest Ordinance Cabinet, or your governor, secretary of state, your house rep, your senators, and your justices, we are here to bring the state level concerns to the national level, if need be.
Yes. The more I speak to you, the more it makes sense. I do like the way you explain it. Sometimes other people, like Ron explains, it's a bit overwhelming.
Mhm.
But I like the way you don't just assume I know what everything means. You kind of explain it a bit out like that. So thank you. What are a few of the values and ideologies of if we get, say, everything's perfect and it's like, okay, the de facto government's gone, we're able to do our thing and restore it to what it should be. What are some of the values? Is it religious? And it is, but can you tell me did you guys go to church today, or what would you do? You guys went to church. It's such a declining thing to be religious, where I was brought up Catholic, but like B-Dog over here, would you like to share up a little bit about your
I was
spirituality?
brought up Catholic, but I would consider myself to be more agnostic, but not so much like atheist agnostic. I feel that there's definitely like a higher power that either created or orchestrated everything, but I still also do believe that here on Earth evolution happened and that kind of stuff as well. I think that like God would be whatever the consciousnesses, like you said, that started the spark. And if this is all simulation, then God was the programmer of the simulation. So
So
that's a
see,
bit.
so that's not a traditional Christian ideology of it. It's a little bit of mix of everything, a consortium. I feel like less. It's such a declining thing to really have Christian ideology and values. Why do you guys find yourself kind of following some Christian values?
So I'm not religious. You know, there's a difference between religious or religion and relationship. I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I am aware that Jesus Christ dwells within me, and it's a choice that I can make. I can either live in darkness or Satan or negativity or however you want to bring that to the forefront, or I can live in light and love and forgiveness. And I think that humanity really has to take account of why we're in this situation as a people, because if we were to really look at it these past 8 to 10 years, you know, the hatred for one man really has shown us what people are capable of. They would rather vote in something or someone that does not have the best interest for the nation over someone that has big plans to make a great nation.
That they
And
don't
this
like
isn't,
personally.
but this isn't a political thing, but it's just, you know, an observation of my own.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, I noticed the hatred for one man. They didn't care who was in the driver's seat as long as it wasn't him.
Oh, I do. Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
know
a
what I
lot of
mean?
people will agree on that too. It's anything but that person.
Right.
I wanted to ask you though, just how how do you confidently say that you have a relationship with God or Jesus? Because I'm one of those people that's been really tough for me to say anything with confidence. My little brother has he's kind of detected some stuff, or he's felt things, unexplained things, and he'll talk about it. And he's not the type to be any superstitious or believe anything. I always wonder whenever I talk to somebody who does have like a faith, I guess you'd call it, or especially when they say I have a relationship with Jesus. I'm like, even though you can't see or touch him, like how do you have I've never had a relationship that I can't do that with. How do you and how are you confident about it?
I'm confident because I always have confirmation. Always. I'm into numbers and the significance of numbers, and when I have spiritual conversations, I'll get a certain number that I feel the need to look it up to see the significance of it, and it is 100% always what we've talked about in a conversation. I am led to people and places. I might take a path normally on a certain day, and then I'll I'll have this urge to take a different path, and I avoided an accident, or I met somebody in the most unlikely place and had a conversation about the darkness that they're in at that time.
I feel like I or somebody else could live your exact life and all those things happen, and we wouldn't even detect it. We interviewed the medium, and it was similar. It was kind of similar to that, the way she
It's
thinks.
just different words. She says that the
Yeah.
same thing, but uses different terms and different words for it.
Well, the big
Right.
thing was that I met her, and then I met the priest, and they both talked about that they can do something that I can't see or feel. And I'm like, you guys say something similar. I want to say to the priest, you sure you don't feel energy? And I want to say to the psychic medium, you sure you don't feel Jesus?
Right.
Like, both you guys kind of do. Like, I'm the odd one out. Literally, I'm looking at me. The psychic medium sat right where you were, by the way. It was me, not in the same room, but we had him in the same room, it's me, psychic medium, and where he is the priest. I'm going, you two have way more in common than I have with any of you. I don't feel that shit. I'm always second guessing. I always go, okay, scientifically, this morning when I had that dream, do I think that was Jesus or was that some leftover LSD from the 90s? I can never really say, oh yeah, oh mom, oh Joe, check it. Yeah, I had this dream. I think it was Jesus, cuz I always go, all right, Nick, hold on, don't sound weird. Would you have any proof? No. Okay. Well, did it feel like it? Yeah, a little bit, but I was sleeping. Never mind. You know what I mean? It's always that. It's always all right, scientific. You know
Well,
what I mean?
now and like the doubting Thomas, right? Oh, ye of little faith, right? So maybe it's a faith thing.
I'll tell you
you know?
why. A lot of people don't want to say it because this is why I think people don't like to be religious anymore. If you claim it, then you're responsible for it. So if I say Jesus saved me on the way home from the highway, I took an exit. I never took this exit. I did it. I got saved. Then when something bad happens, they're gonna go, I thought Jesus saved you that one time. He wasn't there for you that, was he? Or they'll say like this: they do not want to be labeled. To go, oh, the Catholic priest, oh man, with the kids, it's so bad. You're Catholic? Oh man, you don't do that, do you? Or if you really have to submit yourself to Jesus, so like, say me, do I have any problems in my life? Like, do I do anything I'm not supposed to? I don't know. I'll let you guys guess. If I fully submit to Jesus and become like a real disciple, I would have to be fully responsible for all the things I know I shouldn't do, but I do anyway. So you have to actually face it. Not like face it like you address it. You need to like actually face it and genuinely not have wanted to do it, which it's almost impossible. That's why I think it's difficult to be
You're not
faithful.
perfect. You're not gonna be like Jesus. He's the only perfect creature that walked on the planet, and we tortured and killed him for nothing. So he was perfect, and we found flaw in him, which was false, and persecuted him and killed him. And he still took all his tears and his pain and put them on his own self, and asked his father up above, who was the the Almighty, who sent him in flesh, and asked him to please take all these sins and forgive all these people because they have no idea what they're doing.
Do you think if I got you to 2,000 years ago and we were in Jerusalem, wherever that was, like you think that was like a physical person? You think that was
Yes,
really the Son
and
of
I
God?
always told her if I was alive at that time, I would be one of those other two people on the cross next to him. Like, man, if I could fight for you, I would have, and I would have, because I'm a peer mediator myself. I've talked a lot of people out of a lot of different situations, and talked myself out of a lot of different situations as well. So if I was alive back then, I think for surely yes, I would be in mediation with Jesus Christ, whether it be to the end or trying to free him from persecution altogether.
I usually don't believe. Did anybody have to say anything? I was gonna go on a little bit of a spiel.
Mm.
I almost like you're kind of like a moving, like you guys are kind of like get me moving. I guess I don't even want to say energy, but I like start to get excited when you guys are talking. So maybe when you use that word, I like to not use the word energy because it's so vague. But
Right.
almost I see a similarity to where, okay, back in the day, if I knew it was right, would I die on the cross with Jesus?
Mm.
Even though the Roman government they're gonna staple my arms and legs to the
Absolutely.
cross, versus nowadays I see my kids, all right, kids are gonna be wage slaves. Why? I really don't want to stand up to the Romans. I mean the state police.
Mm.
I can so like see right there, I see like similarities.
Mhm.
It's not like it's not like we're like walking with the Son of God right here, but it's like the work has a bunch of similarities to it. It's like almost like truth seeking or virtue. Well, look up what virtue even means. I'm using it.
So
You have no idea. I'm going to make them look up a word. I don't even know what I'm talking
right
about.
now,
So-
right now I'm working, and if I could, and I probably will get to a point where I'm gonna quit my job and we'll be doing this full time. I will take on other um, projects that would help me with maybe philanthropy or giving back. But this would be my main priority, with getting people joining, awaken, um, signed up, and set free.
and I do like, yes. You seem to be a very virtuous person. What are you thinking, Alex? What's up?
Well, I just wanted to get back to when you had stated that you didn't know why you didn't have that connection.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
Okay.
literally, yeah, I don't have.
Matthew 23:26, King James Version states, Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also.
Mm.
So I bring that up because I used to be a very bitter and angry person. I was very much a victim of circumstance. I've had a very difficult life, and rightfully so, I felt the ways that I felt. But when you receive the level of love and forgiveness, not only of others but of yourself, that I've received, you work on yourself. And so we're asked to cleanse our vessels of ill emotions. You know, we can look squeaky clean on the outside, but what's really going on the inside? Like, are we envious? Are we vengeful? Do we do things out of spite? You know, I mean, things like this. Are we always angry? Are we jealous? I mean, those are all lower vibrational energies. So if we are to keep ourselves in alignment with a Christ consciousness, then we should also be vibrating at a higher level. What is that? That is the agape love, unconditional love. Were we ever really truly taught unconditional love? Or were we taught if you're a good girl or a good boy and you act good in the store, you'll get something? And then were we taught that we were unworthy? So how do we cleanse the vessel to be, I guess, a channel for this Christ consciousness? Well, we've got to cleanse our insides, our heart. We've got to bring our heart and mind into coherence. Because when you look at the biological aspect of a human being, the first brain cells to ever form are formed within the heart. Each organ has its own brain center. So we are very much a communicative being with all of our our body, but we don't realize that. Nobody's ever really taught us that. Nobody's taught us how emotions, E equals
Energy and
MC,
motion.
right? E is
Yes.
energy in motion, emotion. So how we take and frivolously throw our emotions around, those are energies that we project out into reality. We create everything through our mind. Consciousness is mind. God is mind. God is creator. Creator is mind. So we are very powerful beings. The Bible is a manual of what I've found out of how to do our energy work, how to use our emotions. So if we want to have connection with the Christ consciousness, with higher vibrations, then we must become vessels that vibrate higher. How do we do that? We get rid of all of our discontentment. We get rid of all of attachments that drag us down. Like, I mean, it's more than just the Bible.
You could always ask. You could always just ask. If you ever felt spiritually like you were diminished and you really wanted to know anything, all you have to do is pray and ask. So as soon as you do that, listen, stay still and be quiet, and you will get an answer. And it might not be as loud as this microphone or as loud as us talking across the room, but it could be as subtle as what you thought of that you needed to see, somebody showed and presented to you as they walked across the street.
See what he just said? You and I both have a thing we could improve upon, okay? Both of us have stuff that we know about that we gotta fix. Why don't we? It's tough for me to take in, like, even what Alex said, it's like I literally am probably gonna rewatch that to understand it. I gotta hear it a couple times. But especially what you said, so many people have said things similar to that. I'm like, there's no way that somebody's just bullshitting this. So, why don't you and I, after this, anytime we choose, we'll do what he just spoke about, and we'll listen and see if anything happens. And not for the show, not like haha. Like, let's just do it, because you and I never really gave it a fair chance.
Take it for your wholeheartedness, though. Take it for your clarity, because you can't just throw something into the universe and the universe don't know if you're sincere or not about it.
That's the thing.
So you're looking to establish some sign or some connection to outer source greater than yourself, whether you want to call it God or you want to call it an experience. So, in that being said, you will have an experience.
I get so afraid of seeing a connection and it just by chance and being wrong. That's what keeps so many people away. So, what's up?
2 Timothy 1:7 states that we were not made of a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So fear needs to
So fear is not really ever working with you, is it?
It's
No, it
not
works
even
against
of you.
you.
It's not even yours.
There's either fear or there's faith. It's one or the other. There's dark or there's
Then
light.
you gotta have faith, then, right?
But
Yep.
fear doesn't
We
belong to
have
you.
more faith.
Everything you ever thought you were intimidated by doesn't belong to you. Go ahead.
We have more faith driving. This is what my pastor says. You have more faith in a yellow line that keeps a car from crossing over into your lane than one does in God or a creator. Like you think that line, that double line, is going to stop a car from coming across? But
It's
that's a lot of
it's
faith
just
in
a paint,
itself.
piece of paint, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
How much faith do you have
Well,
that you think that everybody's going to abide by that?
well, I drove to Florida a couple times. I believed in the yellow line. And see, I did 1,200 miles each way, and it was good.
I know.
What we do now is closing arguments. So I want to talk about what I kind of thought of all this. B-Dog, get your thing prepared. Hey, wow, how come you didn't really talk during this episode?
I'm listening. I'm absorbing that.
Oh, all right, make sure you're okay. And then sometimes it'll be like, B-Dog, why do you talk? It's like, oh my god, I was freaking out. I had to go to the bathroom when I was.
Never miss the opportunity to be silent.
So
that's
let
another
me just
thing.
try to organize my little thing because I like all this. I like how all this stuff we talk about kind of relating to the same thing. I kind of, for the first time, like felt somebody's energy for a bit. You know, I might not call it that, but like maybe you motivated me for a bit. You know.
Are you speaking of me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like not like trying to probably cut this part out anyway.
But,
But
that's all right.
I'm not
No.
trying to butter you up or
But,
not.
but
No,
that's,
no,
but
because
that's what's intended. Like, and the beauty for humanity is to sit and have a discussion, and then just watch the light come on in the eyes.
spreading
Like that in itself is just the beautiful pleasure.
It's not for me to hold.
Who's ever
it's for me to give
brought
away.
this perspective to you? Like, I mean, we look in America, we're 389 million people per se, I think, something rather, right? So if we are 389 million, aren't we 389 million perspectives? And isn't each perspective different from the other?
Right.
They're
I
all
mean,
valid.
You know what I
All
mean?
valid.
So what you see and feel is what you see and feel, and what he sees and feels is what he sees and feels. Just like us, it's all from a different perspective. So if we can just take things that we don't like about each other and put them to the side and come together on a common ground, we could human a lot better, couldn't we? We could be better examples of what to follow, right?
Yeah.
And I think in the Republic, it's really important that we follow. You don't have to be a Christian to be in the Republic. You do have to follow biblical principles,
Morals.
you know, morals. Like
It's like very basic shit, like
Common sense. George Washington.
Commandments. I mean, if we have a problem following the 10 Commandments, then we have a problem at living, and that's the problem.
yeah. So it's not saying we have to go sit on a mat and pray 10 times a day. It's saying like you're not supposed to kill your neighbor, you're not supposed to fuck your buddy's wife, stuff, basic things like that,
Yeah,
right? Which
yeah.
I mean, a society run by that doesn't really sound that bad, you know.
But you know, I mean, even you know the biggest atheists state that they would feel safer in a Christian neighborhood.
Right.
You know, I mean, I would rather be surrounded by people who look to uplift others and help than those who can't wait to harm you. You know.
So what I'm going to do is these are interruptible. So we always finish off like this. You do an interruptible closing argument. I always go first, which means I'm just going to talk about a little bit about what I learned or what I thought of our thing. But when I'm saying something wrong, you have to wait till your turn to correct it. So when I'm saying like something about, oh yeah, and then this about Jesus, I can't be like, oh actually. I guess I always like. It's always cool. I feel like I got to this point by I'm always trying to tell B-Dog like, I think good stuff comes by giving back. It does not work for everybody, but I'm like, I don't want to go to a bar and get. I will go to a bar and get a drink. I don't want to go to a bar and get drunk and then go eat Cheetos and watch a movie. Like I feel like it's taking. Like you built all this stuff for me. I'm taking. Haha, fun for me. I did, even if you look at those videos I do, I'm giving these guys top quality videos. They're wondering, why are you doing this? It's for free. They go, is this lucrative? I'm like, no. I'm losing money every time I do this video. I met you guys just by giving back. Me and B-Dog were like, hey, we're putting our own stuff. Like B-Dog probably would have rather go smoke pot and hike that day. We did afterwards, maybe that happened. But we met you guys, and on the ride home, I was like, hey, I was like, we gotta talk to these people again, dude. Like, I don't know. I was in over my head. I know what you're talking about. And then, like, even just getting people in here, I purposely made this place kind of small because I wanted to be a little more intimate. When you see when Putin gets an interview, it's so far away because they don't, you have to have the bulletproof stuff, and the guy might try to get Putin. So the point, we're really lucky we all get to be kind of close in here. Unfortunately, I feel like the AC didn't work as I thought it was going to
It's
today.
working
Usually
fine.
it's good.
I'm not having a problem at all.
But it was like really interesting to be next to somebody when I think it was when Don was saying, like, hey, I really think that if I was with the Son of God and I had to have the choice with the Romans and they're going to nail me to the cross, I think I would probably do it. to see somebody that passionate about something to say, oh yeah, have all these projects going on, or the grandkids, whatever. It's like, you know what, I believe in it so much. I think I would just have to do the virtuous thing here. It's like I never really met anybody that would say they're willing to die for anything besides maybe their own kid. So it's kind of weird to. And I like to use the word weird. Do you mean weird, Nick? Yeah, I mean weird. That means out of the ordinary to hear somebody say that. So like that's like a powerful statement. That's something we haven't, we haven't had a a real faithful person here in the cabin really yet. But the episode we did with the priest wasn't really about. It was about the
Look,
pond.
look.
Anyway, yeah.
God gave His only Son. It says it right
right
there.
there, yeah.
John 3:16. God loves the world so much He gave His only begotten Son, His only one that He ever could create, just so that we wouldn't perish.
Wow.
That if we believed Him, we would spend eternal life in heaven with Him, with His Son as well.
I like when I hang out. I do hang out with a priest once in a while. Like, well, our dogs will play together or something, and he will actually. Well, Nick, John 25:17. He'll actually bring them out. I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's almost like remembering lyrics to a really long song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my closing argument, guys. Does anybody on this screen want to take over? Anybody have a quick couple minute closing argument?
I just have one closing argument, and it's that nothing is by coincidence. So doing your philanthropy and the things you do to give back is not coincidental. It's never gonna lead into anything that's coincidental. It's always gonna be perfect place, perfect time, perfect location, and prime people to have it all come together with. So look for those things too when you're looking for that awakening sign. That is all a part of it.
Thank you, Don. That was very well put. I like the way you summarize things. Very nice. Alex, do you have anything to say? Do you have anything you want to say about what we talked about?
Well, I mean, I've got a few things to say.
Yeah, whatever.
I really would like Rhode Island to step up their game and understand the freedoms that they don't have. I would really like them to. I mean, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink.
Right.
So there's only so much I can do to speak to somebody to get them involved in the Republic. But I wish they wouldn't think it was such a joke. I wish they wouldn't think that it's just some type of conspiracy, because it's not. It's a reality, and it's happening right now in all 50 states. We've got leadership. All 50 states may not have a governor. We just came under attack in January and March, so we've lost a lot of people. But it isn't our first attack, and we keep building back. And we are necessary. The people are necessary to take control. In our Constitution, or our Declaration of Independence, rather, it says that when a government becomes tyrannical, it is up to the people to abolish or modify it.
It's the obligation of the people.
And that's what we're doing, lawfully. And I want people to understand that this is how we get our Second Amendment rights back. We can have a concealed carry in all 50 states. That we have, that police and lawyers and judges do not have jurisdiction over us if we remove ourselves from the corporation. And these are things which the Republic will be teaching. It's really important. I was never involved in politics. I actually could care less and voted Democrat most of my life. Okay? Because I was taught to vote that way. Then when I started questioning things and looking at things and finding out the truth, because I was looking with my own eyes, I was researching, I was listening, anything I can get my hands on, I found out a lot about this nation that can frighten a lot of people.
Sure.
And if we don't stand up and don't take action and just sit back and just let it all happen, then we have that
might as well
we
be as
should
guilty.
we should have a master.
Right.
Yeah. If we're gonna just sit back and just let it happen, then we should be afforded a master to take control over us. And to be honest, I have no master except God. Okay, and I'm gonna do what God tells me to do. And God led me to this republic. I'm here because of the love for my grandchildren, and I will lay my life down for God, for country and for my family. I don't have a problem with it. And I think we should stop focusing on the materials and the vacation and the cars and start looking more at the spiritual aspect of who we are as a people and what we want to see. Do we want to live in crime-ridden neighborhoods? Do we want to live in a society that you're afraid to open your door? Or do we want to live in a society where neighbor loves neighbor and they help each other and we grow together and we live in unity rather than by whatever dictates the media, the elite, or the corporation, or however they want to make us go. You know, we're divided by race, we're divided by religion, we're divided by political affiliation,
Label everywhere.
we're divided by everything. Now, why is that? Because Satan divides.
This is a plan,
God is nothing like that.
right?
Do you realize what a 5-star rant
Mhm.
that was she pulled off? So that's so see, like, just for media, like, see how good that was?
Mhm.
That's what I always try to get on this podcast is I try to get somebody to feel strong enough about something to do that. Be surprised how many people come in here, I'll do 2 hours with them, and they can't do that. So very well said, very strong messages. I'm not trying to make a fool out of you.
See, she hit me. She's like,
Very-
"Shut up."
Very,
It wasn't. Yeah.
that's what we always look for on the podcast. But yes, I like what you're saying, and some of the stuff you say I want to talk about for an hour. Safe
Yeah.
cities, like right there. Like I'm not passionate about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about that. But B-Dog,
Yeah.
I want to hear your perspective. You always top us off good at the end, and you're always the last one to say something. So come on, B-Dog, tell us what you thought. You
Well,
listened a lot today. What's up?
Everything that I heard, yeah, I was really more of a listener today because I don't know much about the entire background of the Free State and all that, so I absorbed it a lot. And I really liked a lot of things that you were saying, and I really liked what you said about the faith and the yellow line versus faith in God or whatever, because you're right, like everybody trusts just a line in the middle of the road to save their life, right? What I really absorbed, though, is that us as human beings, we need to be self-reliant. We can't rely on any other government, any other people to help us in life, and we can't put our, I guess, faith in other humans the way that we should be. Our society wants us to put the faith into the yellow line, into the government, into the politicians, because once they're gone, you have nothing. So you got to have that faith, that power in yourself, and I think that that's what it is. I think that from what I'm absorbing is we need to be self-reliant and not be reliant on anybody that we think is above us, like a higher human, basically.
Very nice, B-Dog. All right, let me just press the record button. See you later, guys.